Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful threw Hope Logan and Carter Walton together as a couple of serial romantics, flitting from one love interest to another lately on the CBS soap. After Hope's divorce from Liam Spencer, she set her sights on Thomas Forrester and then Finn. But Carter has several recent conquests, starting with the Buckingham sisters. From there, he moved on to Quinn Fuller and finally Katie Logan. So both show a bit of instability in their romantic landing zones, as each wants something completely different out of relationship today. So this likely morphs into a recipe for a B&B disaster. Bold and the Beautiful has Hope Logan, Annika Noel, hearing all the same blurbs of romance from Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, that she did from Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson. And she acts pretty much the same by soaking it up and turning it into a bout of seduction. So it seems she's in the same boat that she was with Thomas. Of course, Carter isn't asking for anything more, yet. It is still early on in their courtship. But history indicates he will eventually want more, like a family. So Hope Logan will continue to enjoy the extracurricular activity on the office desk and on the design room couch. That is, until he wants more. But Carter Walton will likely read her wrong, just like Thomas did. So this plays out as the two of them make fools of themselves on the office couch, as both have different futures in mind. Plus, with Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Massinswood, hot on this secret couple's trail, things will likely get dicey soon. Bold and the Beautiful fans find it almost embarrassing when Carter Walton repeats the words he used in his previous entanglements with Love. And like previous fleeting relationships, this new thing with Hope Logan was so quick. Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, even asked the COO about his relationship with Katie Logan, Heather Tom. The Logan matriarch didn't realize it was over between Carter and her sister. So now the COO woos Hope, who loves to be wooed, but that's about as far as she goes. Commitment is not in the cards for the Logan daughter, but that is all Carter Walton is playing for these days, longevity, and he moves at warp speed. As Bold and the Beautiful fans know from his last few love interests, he wants to settle down soon. Bold and the Beautiful gives Hope Logan and Carter Walton something in common today, but that wears off soon. They become allies in war against the Forresters. So, as the battle for their place in the company begins, Eric Forrester, John McCook, draws the line. Sure, they've made Carter think he is family, but he's not a Forrester, and Eric made that clear this week on Bold and the Beautiful. Hope is in worse shape, as she's a Logan, which put a target on her long ago, but she's still dodging attacks today. Carter has a vision, and his battle is to be heard. Hope battles Steffy, who is out to get her around every corner. So they have this in common. And together, they fool themselves they can do this. But that's likely not enough, they have the wrong last names. So Carter probably ends up feeling that he is the COO without much say in the company. And Steffy likely gets her way and puts HFTF on the chopping block. With both of them wanting different things out of life, this relationship is likely doomed. It is hard to imagine Carter ever tossing his dream of love and family aside to carry on with risque play dates with Hope. Hope Logan can't continue to fine-tune the art of seduction for the rest of her life. So, unless Bold and the Beautiful eventually conforms her to the marrying kind, then her love life with Carter will likely take the same path as her relationship with Thomas. Both pursue different kinds of relationships with each other, and as of right now, neither are ready to give the other what they want. So, unless something changes drastically, these two look at a double whammy. They fool themselves by continuing to think Forresters will hear them. And they fool themselves even more by thinking their romance will work. And it probably won't unless one of them changes their plans for the future on the CBS soap. In a twist that has fans blinking twice and reaching for their martinis, The Bold and the Beautiful has once again turned a boardroom into a battleground, or perhaps more accurately, a boudoir. Yes, you read that right. Hope Logan and Carter Walton, of all people, may have just made irredeemable fools of themselves on none other than the infamous Forrester Creations office couch. Hope, the golden girl with her perfectly pressed dresses and Pinterest board life, has recently taken a turn that no one, not even Ridge with his psychic eyebrows, could have predicted. And Carter, Mr. Tall, dark, and tragic. The man who could have any woman in LA and has almost tried. He's apparently decided that the HR handbook is more of a suggestion than a rule book. Put these two together, and the result is, well, a beautiful mess, emphasis on the mess. The setting was classic soap opera, fluorescent lights, stacks of fashion sketches strewn across the desk, and that infamous couch sitting there like a velvet trap. The same couch that has witnessed more secrets than Brooke's diary. While Steffi was off micromanaging Paris or saving the family empire again, and Ridge was busy making grunting noises over fabric swatches, Hope and Carter found themselves in a situation. Now, some are calling it a moment of passion. Others, namely viewers who still have secondhand trauma from the Hope Thomas saga, are calling it emotional whiplash in stilettos. Either way, the chemistry was hotter than a steam press on high. One minute they were discussing hemlines and collection deadlines, and the next, well, the only deadline was how quickly they could tangle themselves onto the couch cushions. Hope has spent the last year cultivating her image as the thoughtful, grounded daughter of Brooke, which, let's be real, is already ironic enough. After ending things with Liam for the 47th time and skirting dangerously close to Thomas again, we thought she'd take a vow of celibacy or at least therapy. But no. In a moment of poorly written impulse, or perhaps an overdose of office pheromones, she and Carter somehow decided the best place to explore their newfound connection was where Eric takes his coffee breaks. As for Carter, the man was supposed to be turning over a new leaf. After his love affair with Quinn imploded like a bad Forrester fashion show, and his engagement to Paris combusted like it was soaked in kerosene, he promised himself, and us, that he'd stop making decisions with his abs. Let's not pretend this is going to stay secret. If there's one constant in The Bold and the Beautiful, it's that the walls of Forrester Creations have more ears than the NSA. The janitor knows. The lighting assistant knows. That one intern who's always mysteriously walking past in every scene. Oh, they definitely know. It's only a matter of time before the entire Forrester clan finds out. And you can bet Steffi will be leading that interrogation like a CEO turned FBI agent. Ridge, meanwhile, will do his usual disappointed but breathing heavily speech, and Brooke will dramatically place her hand on her chest while whispering, "Hope," on that couch. Donna will gasp. Thomas will clench his jaw. Liam will do what he does best, pace and pout. On the surface, it's easy to mock. Office couch rendezvous? That's a trope so tired it's practically in a coma. And yet, there's a kind of reckless honesty in what they did. They threw caution, professionalism, and probably some very expensive fabric to the wind. Maybe, just maybe, they were tired of pretending to be perfect. Maybe they just wanted to feel something in a world that constantly demands perfection. Hope has always been the girl who followed the rules, lived in Liam's shadow, and bore the weight of everyone else's mistakes. Carter has played the nice guy card for so long that his deck was overdue for reshuffling. Maybe, instead of being fools, they're finally stepping into their own power, even if it's messy and public and destined to implode spectacularly by Sweeps Week. The fallout will be delicious. Expect tearful confrontations in the break room, dramatic standoffs in the showroom, and at least 3 characters dramatically saying, "How could you?" while walking away in slow motion. Will Hope try to justify it? Probably. Will Carter have regrets? Definitely. Will anyone ever be able to sit on that couch again without scheduling a sanitization? Highly unlikely. But this is why we watch. Not for realism, not for moral lessons, but for the chaos, for the couch trysts and bad decisions, and the exquisite disaster that is human emotion dressed in designer culture.